ESPN.
Sam.
What's up? Welcome to another edition of the MLB DFS podcast. I am your host tonight, Patio Joe, and I'm joined here tonight by my Paulie D. This is Retro Night. That's right. We're taking the show over from CK. He's in the back. He had a little problem with his hair, and he ran out of some baby oil, so he can't be like oiling up his body and getting ready for the podcast tonight. So he's just going to be producing. It's going to be me and Paulie breaking down this big 10-game Thursday night slate. It's bigger than normal for Thursdays. There's only 2-day games, which they might have a little bit of a write-up there or something. It's nothing really big. So, but be sure to join us, get a day pass, and get the MLB Wise stream for tomorrow featuring, I think it's Stevie Brown and CK. So, guys, get a day pass, get a monthly pass, join the nation. But first, me and Paulie are going to do a little first look on Thursday. Paulie, it's our first show in a long time together on the podcast for the YouTube nation and for the Podbean and all that stuff. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing very good. Baseball's been really good to the entire nation the last 2 or 3 weeks. Waiting for you to join the party, actually. CK started it off, dropped like a $4,000 win on top of a couple other commas. So I got jealous and had to step up and grab a couple for myself. And then Cam jumped up and popped the $4,000. So kind of waiting on you. I hope maybe this show we'll do it. We'll start it off right. And tomorrow you can just do the dirty and win a GPP.
I mean, I was in line to last Friday night.
Yeah, you were.
Right there. And then the extra innings happened again. And extra innings in Coors is like, such bad luck. But just to let everybody know, I just want to let you know, even though it looks like me and Paulie are in the same room because it's kind of the same and stuff, but we're not. We wish we were. And me and Paulie have actually never met, believe it or not, folks. So this is a new little thing that CK is trying out. So it looks like we're in the same room, but we're not. We already got a great quote in the chat. F. Hill and his vaginitis. Yes, Rich Hill tonight screwed a lot of us out of a decent night. I had one team that's got a good lineup, and he's just killing it because I guess at first it started with his knee. Now it's his forearm. They don't even know what it is. It could be a blister. There's not really a word about it. It's vaginitis again. It strikes again. We thought it was over. I thought it was over. But anyways, how are you doing tonight, Paulie? Anything good?
Maybe. We'll see. I need a little bit of action from the Giants. I entered some late slate contests. I'm in the money right now, and the Giants I have are very low owned. I need Austin, who already homered, to hit another one, or Buster the Bum Posey, or Kevin Pillar. Even any of those guys do something. I'm the only guy in the money with them. Maybe I could pop up there and have a decent night, but I didn't really play much. I got kind of busy today. I'm starting a new business soon, and there was a day of training, and I played kind of light, but the lineup I did make on the main slate did not do well. I stacked the Angels without Trout, which is retarded. Don't know why I was doing that. And then I pitched Andrew Haney. That went bad. And I stacked some Indians, but I just didn't have the right ones, I guess. I didn't play Jason Kipnis. So the main slate didn't do well, but I am gaining ground on the late slate, so I'll take it, but I'll just take a pass out today because I really wasn't into it.
Yeah, I think I played almost every other Indian except for Jason Kipnis tonight.
Oh, yep.
So it was a little frustrating. I had some other Indians and stuff, but it just didn't work. I tried to go a little different. I went with Bowers and Martin stack at the bottom.
Yep. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. So, anyways, what's your first looks on this slate? Your first feelings?
This is actually a decent 10-game slate. We've got some horrible pitching on this slate. There's a handful of rookies I think making their debut, Zach Gallen for the Marlins, Walter Lockett for the Mets. We have Fetty Wap. We've got Framber Valdez in Yankee Stadium. We've got, Clayton Richard for the Blue Jays, Adam Wainwright. A lot of bad pitching. We do have a couple good pitchers like Odorizzi, Montas, Morton, and Mad Bum. But, so that's good. When you have a couple good pitching and then some bad ones, you got to find like one of the bad ones that's cheap to pair with one of the good ones. And then, there'll be plenty of spots for bats. But, 10 is like at the top of the range of like slate size that I like much more, and it just gets a little too overwhelming. 10's a good size, and glad to jump on the show and get a head start on the research.
Yeah, I think ownership is going to be really concentrated tomorrow to like four guys, like you said. You brought them up. They're the four guys. You got Morton, Odorizzi, Montas, and Bumgarner. Real quick, of those four, like I think that we might. Is this a night where we could get a good leverage and stack, Dodgers or the Rays? I know they've been cold. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like these pitchers are going to be so highly owned because everything else is dog shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so. I also think guys like Wainwright will cover some ground just because both offenses have been so bad, and it feels like the Marlins and the Cardinals have been playing for 2 weeks. So I feel like some people will go there. But starting out cash games, Paulie, on DraftKings, who's your SP1?
That's a good question. We got Morton and Montas in the same game in a great park in Oakland, but, two very good offenses. Or Odorizzi, probably Odorizzi against the Royals. That's going to be the cash game. SP1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think on FanDuel also. He's a little bit more than Morton or Strasburg, if he is pitching or not. That's what FanDuel has. So, and he's facing Kansas City in a decent ballpark. Kansas City has been, cold pretty much as of late. So I think it makes it the obvious play. It's funny, Jake Odorizzi in cash. How weird is that? But he has been really good this year. So I don't mind it. He's fairly safe. What about we just got a text from CK about the Marlins rookie.
Mm-hmm.
How popular is he going to be? Zach Gallen.
Let me check something on him real quick. I don't know. I mean, is this, like you said, that series, it's felt like it's gone on for a week. There's been nothing going on, and we saw Yamamoto, a rookie, and Trevor Richards today looked great. So, he'll probably be popular too. What's his price?
His price is in the 7th, I think. It's 7. Zach Gallen is 7.
7. All right. Let me see. I don't see him on the Marlins top 10 prospect list. We'll go to the top 30. Just trying to get any information on this kid. Zach Gallen. All right. Zach Gallen. We begin. So he's had 8 games started in the minors this year, 54 innings, 64 Ks. So that's more than a K per inning. That's a good sign. Only 9 walks, a 1.16 ERA, an 0.55 WHIP. So this kid is balling in the minors. He will definitely be popular. He's the Marlins' number 18 prospect. He's 5-0 in the minors this year, and his price is 7.3 on DraftKings. So yeah, I do agree that that series has just been super low scoring, and he's got great numbers in the minors. So he'll definitely be popular as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with it. I think you can go with it if you're going to go all the way down. Why not? Even if he only gets you 20 or 25, that's fine. SB2 options, is that the guy you'd be looking to pair with one of these guys, or is there anybody else for SB2s for cash?
So, yeah, I mean, I was referring to Gallon as an SP2. Like, I think you go Odorizzi with, Gallon or Wainwright. I mean, I don't really think Wainwright's that good of a pitcher, but, it's the Marlins, and both these teams are ice cold. So I think that will be the general, what the popular, what most of the people in the industry end up doing. I mean, you do have Pivetta at 8-2, not that much more money against the Nationals. He's looked really good lately. I mean, he gave up 3 home runs to the Braves in his last start, but the strikeouts have been there. Depending if there's value bats, maybe people go to Pivetta as an SP2. I mean, him and Odorizzi combined is $19K. That's not terrible. So that might be where people go. But one of those 3, I think, is where the will be the cash game SP2.
All right. Moving down to GPPs, Paulie. Is there anybody up top? I mean, do all those guys besides Odorizzi just become GPP pivots? Montas, Morton, Bumgarner. Is anybody you prefer over the others?
Yeah, Bumgarner actually. It feels like the Dodgers have cooled off a little bit. Seager's on the DL. They just had that whole incident with Muncy. He's had a good history against the Dodgers. I think Bumgarner's the pivot in GPPs against the Dodgers. I mean, you can use Montas or Morton. Morton's 11-3, and, both those offenses are very good. Tampa has cooled off. I'd be more inclined probably to take a shot on Montas. Of the expensive arms, but in GPPs, I'm probably going to be looking to pay down, and I got my eyes just set on Dylan Bundy against Seattle. Seattle's just depleted. They're selling off all their stars for the future, and they've just been pretty bad lately. And Bundy's been solid. I mean, he's faced some tough teams lately. He faced Houston and Boston. He struck out like 6 Astros and 8 Red Sox, I want to say. And this is just a great pitching park and a weak team. Dylan Bundy at 7-6. The last time he faced them, it was 2 years ago in 2017. He went complete game shutout with like 12 Ks. And I'm not saying he's going to do that, but Dylan Bundy is going to be the guy I go to in GPPs for sure. And then there's some other interesting guys, that we could choose from. Obviously, those 2 SP2s we talked about. Tanner Roark's been really good this year. The Brewers have been cold. I don't know if I want to use him with the Brewers coming back to Milwaukee, but he's cheap at 6,500. But I mean, that's really it. I think I'm gonna live in the Bundy, Pivetta, Gallon kind of range if I'm not paying up.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Bumgarner has the number 5 hitting umpire in Dana DeMuth tomorrow, so that's a check against him. He's 8,400 on FanDuel, so I could definitely see the temptation because he's way different than Morton and Odorizzi. I mean, he's he's over 2,000 less than Morton, 1,600 less than Odorizzi, almost 1,000 less than Montas. So he's right around the range of Wainwright, Pivetta, and he's about 1,100 more than Bundy. So I feel like he might gain a little bit of ownership because of his price. I personally don't love it. The Dodgers will always just be pesky against him and stuff like that, and I don't think he has as much of as high a K upside as sometimes, but I like his price, so I could see rostering him. Down below, Bundy, you put me on Bundy. I never would really consider him because you just look at his name and you've seen how bad he is and you kind of just cross him off. You're hoping that he goes at least 6 and gets you a QS because the win is question mark with that bullpen. So that's the only thing that worries me. But I agree with you on Roark. I'm not going to go there just because Milwaukee's a different team when they come back home. So I'm cool with that. I think that. What about one of Wise Take's favorite sons, Jimmy Nelson?
Yeah, not yet, man. Like, he just hasn't looked right since coming back. He hasn't been torched with the long ball, but he's walking too many guys. They're probably not going to let him throw a ton of pitches. The giving up a ton of hits. I'm not ready to use him just quite yet. I need to see the walks kind of go away and the strikeouts rise a bit, and the innings and the pitch totals kind of rise. But you could take a stab at him. Cincinnati, not a big strikeout team against righties. I don't think I would do it in the hitting park. I don't think I'd do that.
All right, fair enough. All right, Paulie, let's move to some stacks. What do you think your favorite offense right now, first look, going into tomorrow is? Who do you think is going to be?
This Framber Valdez kid, I think, is actually pretty talented, but a lefty in Yankee Stadium. I mean, they just blew up Snell today. Yankees are healthy, and a lefty in Yankee Stadium, that's just a bad formula. I think the Yanks are about to go on a massive tear as they get healthier. They're going to get Judge back this weekend, and they're full strength. And the Yankees bats are definitely interesting. After that, I think the Angels against Clayton Richard. Mike Trout is just locked in right now, and the rest of that team. The Cubs bats against Walter Lockett, a rookie for the Mets, who pretty much is a ground ball pitch to contact guy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a tough spot. We'll have to see what the wind looks like in Wrigley, but if it's blowing out, then they're going to be one of my favorite offenses. Let me see if I can get a look where the wind is forecasted for right now. It is 7 miles per hour in, but the Cubs are projected for 5.7 runs. I think the Cubs are definitely another pretty interesting offense. And
you got to look at our I know they've been cold, but the Twins 5.9 implied against Glenn Sparkman. That's the guy that I'm seeing is going to start.
Okay.
So for the Royals, I think that's a decent spot that we can get, but they're just expensive. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. So especially on DK, FanDuel, they're a little bit more affordable. I agree with you with pretty much everything else. I would stack against Roark though. I like the Brewers a little more than you do, I think, right now. I like Yelich, Moustakas, Grandal, Dames.
Moustakas might be out with an injury.
Yeah, he's questionable. Braun too is a good price. They're not that expensive on FanDuel, so I like that. Cubs are also 5.7 implied runs, so I know that we have a ground ball pitcher, but if they get into the bullpen, that's a good thing too. So I'm pretty much with all those other teams. I'm trying to think if there's any other hedge team that we could have that kind of go against. I think
they're not a hedge team, but the Astros are pretty interesting too. Chad Green's just not that good. He's not going to go deep. It's going to be a bullpen game. The Yankees bullpen is not what it was last year. Betances on the DL.
Altuve's back.
Altuve's going to be back, in Yankee Stadium. Yordan Alvarez, Michael Brantley's been a Yankee killer his whole career. Bregman. So both those offenses in this park are definitely both going to be attractive. And I'm looking at 86% humidity, light rain, so it's probably going to be a really good hitting environment. Both those offenses are definitely in play.
Yeah, and it's possible they could be getting Springer back over the weekend too. So I'm looking forward to that. I think the Astros, they might go a little bit under the radar a little bit, I think. I don't know necessarily how popular they're going to be. I think also a decent spot would be Tampa against Oakland. I think that Montas has he might garner some ownership, so that'd be the guy I might stack against tomorrow
for leverage.
Yeah, because they do hit righties well. You know, you have guys like Lau and Meadows and stuff like that. So, all right, I think that's going to do it for the breakdown. Let's get to top pitchers, stacks, and Don Watch, and then we'll get on out of here. Paulie D, top 3 pitchers of the day.
Give me Bundy. Give me Madison Bumgarner, and I'll take Frankie Montas.
All right, I'm going to go with Odorizzi. I'm going to go with Zach Gallen and Charlie Morton. Top stacks.
Yankees, Astros, and Cubs.
All right, I'm going to go with the Twins, the Angels, and the Yankees. Dongs of the day. Who's pulling out their dongs and slapping everybody with it?
Give me Cameron Maybin.
Wow, that's to come out with Cameron Maybin. That's like, you know, guns a-blazing. I'm gonna stay a little bit more safe just to start off with. I'm gonna go with Eddie Rosario.
Eddie Rosario. I mean, this one's obvious as shit, but Mike Trout against the lefty.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I'll go left. I'll go obvious to Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich. And I'll take Michael Brantley.
All right, and I'm gonna take Shohei Ohtani goes yard tomorrow. All right, I think that's gonna do it for the MLB DFS podcast. Be sure to like us on YouTube and Facebook and Podbean. Share us. Spread the word. Buy a day pass. Get a monthly pass. Join the nation. Tomorrow it'll be Stevie Brown and CK breaking down the slate. For you guys, he will be having a BVP, Stevie Brown BVP special play of the day. For you guys at home, that is probably Kike Hernandez. So, Paulie D, why don't we do a little bit of building lineups? It's the core right now, cash game core. Can we do that?
Sure.
All right. Ooh, it's going to be Stevie and you on the Y stream tomorrow.
Yeah, it's me and Stevie.
All right.
Which site do you want to do this for?
We'll just do kind of both at the same time. That's what me and CK do. You kind of do with DraftKings. I'll do with FanDuel. Right now, our cash game SP1's Odorizzi. Who's your SP2?
Let's. I mean, I think it's Wainwright. The Marlins are implied for 3.6, although I think Gallen's actually the better choice. But, you know, if we're just doing, like, the cash game, follow the ownership, then I think Wainwright will be higher owned.
All right. Who is the stud that we want to jam in?
Probably Mike Trout.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And then who is the value player that we want to slide in there? I have one already, so I'm ready when you are.
Well, talk about yours.
It's easy. Chris Taylor. Double donged. He's 2,500 on FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
Cash game play.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Him and Kiki. It's like the same.
Kiki is just a little bit more expensive. That's why.
Yeah, on DraftKings they're like 200 apart, but both of those guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find another one. Cheap guy. Oh my goodness. Is this real? Jose Altuve's 3.8.
Really?
On DraftKings.
Wow.
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 He's going to be massively popular tomorrow if he plays. And they don't even have a Q tag. They have him in the projected lineup. Like, he's definitely playing. He's 3.8 on DraftKings. That's I got to see that for myself. Like,
no, I'm looking at it right now. You're right.
On DraftKings, you're on the actual app.
We live in a world where Jeff McNeil is 4,500 on DraftKings, and our boy Jose Altuve is only 3,800.
Wow, that's it. That's the value play.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, I think that's gonna do it for the MLB DFS podcast. Be sure, like I said, be sure to join us tomorrow night. It will probably be me and Mr. CK breaking down Friday slate. So, Paulie D, any last words?
No. Like Joe said, check us out tomorrow. The nation's been really hot, so as good a time as ever. Grab a day pass and win some money in DFS.
All right, that says it right. All right, so for Paulie D, I'm Patio Joe, and like CK says in the back, good luck.
Yeah.